The standoff between Mamata Banerjee and the junior doctors protesting the rape and murder of their colleague at Kolkata's RG Hospital last month has intensified. Mamata Banerjee has offered to resign after a delegation of 32 doctors. They camped outside the state secretariat but refused to enter and meet the Bengal chief minister. The impasse now is over the demand for the meeting to be televised. The chief minister was made to wait for 2 hours. She said after that she forgives them. The Supreme Court, remember, had left it to the Bengal government to deal with the striking junior doctors.
আমাদের সরকারকে মামাটি মানুষের সরকারকে অনেক অসম্মান করা হয়েছে, অনেক অপমান করা হয়েছে, সোশ্যাল নেটওয়ার্কে অনেক ভুল বোঝাবুঝি হয়েছে, অনেক কুৎসা অপপ্রচার হয়েছে, যারা সাধারণ মানুষ জানতেন না যে এর মধ্যে একটা কালার আছে। মানুষ এসেছিলেন বিচার চাইতে তিলোত্তমার, কিন্তু আশা করি মানুষ বুঝতে পারছেন ওরা বিচার চায় না, ওরা চায় চেয়ার। আমি মানুষের স্বার্থে এমনকি নিজে পদত্যাগ করতেও রাজি আছি। আমার মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর পদ চাই না, কিন্তু আমি চাই মানুষ বিচার পাক, তিলোত্তমা বিচার পাক, আর সাধারণ মানুষ চিকিৎসা পাক।
আমরা নিজেদের গাড়ির ব্যবস্থা করে আমরা 30-32 জন প্রতিনিধি নবান্নের উদ্দেশ্যে গেলাম। ওখানে গিয়ে আমরা 1 ঘন্টা 2 ঘন্টা 3 ঘন্টা অপেক্ষা করলাম। বৃষ্টি পড়লো, আমরা দেখলাম ওখানে আমাদের দাঁড় করিয়ে রেখে বারবার বলা হলো যে এই কথাটা, যে লাইভ স্ট্রিমিং ইজ নন নেগোশিয়েবল। এই কথাটা উল্লেখ করা হলো। আমরা কি কোনো নেগোসিয়েশন করতে গেছিলাম ওখানে? আমরা কি কোনো নেগোসিয়েশন করতে গেছিলাম? আমরা আমাদের 5টা যে দাবি, সেই দাবিতে কতটা যথার্থ সেই কথাটা তাদের জানাতে গেছিলাম, এবং আলোচনার মাধ্যমে একটা সুষ্ঠু সমাধান হবে। এই যে অচলাবস্থা চলছে সেটা কাটবে এই আশা রেখে গেছিলাম।
Well, this was a very big statement from Mamata Banerjee, and it came right at the end of her press conference today after the protesting junior doctors refused to meet with her, insisting on a live streaming of the meeting. Mamata Banerjee reasoned that this was a very sensitive case. It was being heard by the Supreme Court. The CBI is investigating it. And at this point, live streaming, if any comments were made that affects the case, that were, that is not in the sense, appropriate given the circumstances, then her government, her officers would be responsible. She agreed to the number of representatives the doctors wanted. The government agreed to recording the entire meeting, sharing a copy of the recording with the protesters, the doctors, and also sharing a copy of the same with the Supreme Court if necessary. But the doctors did not come for the meeting. 2.5 hours the chief minister waited. She said, I've been waiting yesterday, day before yesterday, and today, every day for over 2 hours to meet with them, but that has not happened. So this is something that the chief minister said, and then of course she highlighted patients were dying, patients were not getting treatment. Then of course she went on to make that big statement at the end of the press conference where she said, if it is in public interest, I am willing to resign. I do not want the chief minister's post. But she added that all of this, the people have been coming out to protest because they want justice. But there is political color here. There is color here. She said they don't want justice, they want the chair. And in that context, she made her comments. This is, of course, a very big statement from a leader like Mamata Banerjee, of course, who's known to be very aggressive and, very firm. But obviously, she says she respects public sentiment, and she says there is sentiment attached to this case. And she also, asked for forgiveness of the people with folded hands in that press conference, in that soundbite.
The BJP has stepped up its attack on leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi over his recent remarks on curtailment of freedom of Sikhs in India under the Modi government. Now, the BJP has listed several instances from the times of Congress government to dub Congress as anti-Sikh party right from the beginning. Party spokesperson Pradeep Bhandari pointed to Operation Blue Star and 1984 anti-Sikh riots, among other instances, to attack the Congress and Rahul Gandhi. Let's listen in to what Pradeep Bhandari, the BJP spokesperson, had to say.
कांग्रेस पार्टी इंडिपेंडेंस से एक एंटी सिख पार्टी है। जब मीरपुर से हमारे सिख भाई जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर आए थे पाकिस्तान के कबीलों से बचकर आए थे, उनको 70 सालों तक उनका हक नहीं मिला क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी ने उनको परमानेंट रेजिडेंट सर्टिफिकेट नहीं दिलाया है। आर्टिकल 370 हटने के बाद हमारे सिख भाइयों को उनका हक मिला। कांग्रेस पार्टी में जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने इंडिपेंडेंस के दिन पे 150 सिखों भाइयों को अरेस्ट कराया था। पुलिस एक्शन सबसे पहले गोल्डन टेंपल पे जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने कराया था। कांग्रेस पार्टी क्या बात करती है सिखों की। कांग्रेस के राज में सिखों को खालिस्तानियों के रूप में देखा जाता था। द पीपल ऑफ दिस कंट्री हैव नॉट फॉरगॉटन दिस फेमस स्पीच ऑफ राजीव गांधी व्हेन ही सेड अ विक्ट्री फॉल्स ट्रेमर्स टेक प्लेस। देश की जनता यह नहीं भूली है किस तरीके से 1984 के सिख दंगों में कांग्रेस पार्टी के खुद के नेता इन्वॉल्व थे और कैसे कोर्ट ने भी चार्जेस फ्रेम करें जगदीश टाइटलर के खिलाफ और अभी तक कांग्रेस पार्टी ने उनको नहीं हटाया है। कांग्रेस पार्टी एक एंटी सिख पार्टी है। आजादी के इतिहास से लेकर अभी तक अगर कांग्रेस ने एक काम किया है तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ हमारे सिख भाइयों का अपमान किया है।
Even as the 16th Finance Commission is to finalize its criterion for devolution of central funds, the southern states, ruled by non-NDA partners, are getting together to negotiate and get a better deal. Karnataka Chief Minister Sitaram Yechury says that better performing states should not be penalized, and Kerala Chief Minister, he said that we must stand together and fight, arguing that fiscal federalism is in threat. What's the latest with the chorus on federalism in funding? Well, here's a story.
Karnataka Chief Minister Sitaram Yechury has written to the Chief Ministers of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Haryana and Punjab, inviting them for a conclave to discuss what he calls unfair devolution of tax revenue from the centre to states with high gross state domestic product per capita. Sitaram Yechury says higher income states are being penalized for their economic performance and says this undermines cooperative federalism and threatens financial autonomy of progressive states. This even as finance ministers of Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Punjab met in Thiruvananthapuram to build consensus on their recommendations to the 16th Finance Commission.
To cite the example of Kerala, our share in taxes has fallen from 3.05% in the 11th Finance Commission to 1.92% in the 15th Finance Commission. Other states whose representatives are here too have similar experience. Due consideration has to be given to the needs of states which have taken extra efforts to achieve health, education and demographic indicators.
We must recalibrate the balance of power between the center and the states to ensure a truly federal system. Increasing the state share in central taxes from 41% to 50%, resisting the center's increasing use of cesses and surcharges.
What the states are asking for is increased states' share in central taxes from 41% to 50%. Cesses and surcharges do not come in the ambit of devolution, but their share in central tax has increased to 28%. Centrally sponsored schemes is more than 3 times the grants to states. That a one-size-fits-all approach was wrong for a regionally diverse country. Per capita income weightage of 45% should be brought down. Better performing states should not be penalized. Karnataka has said the state receives just 15 paise for every rupee it contributes to the union. Kerala and Tamil Nadu get 25 paise and 29 paise for every rupee they give, whereas Uttar Pradesh gets 2 rupees 73 paise for every rupee, whereas Bihar gets 7 rupees for every rupee they contribute. It's an ongoing tug of war between the centre and the states. The criteria for distribution of taxes between the different states has been complicated, controversial and politically sensitive, with the southern states increasingly vocal, saying that they are better performing and yet getting an unfair deal. With inputs from Kerala and camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
An incident of gas leak has been reported at a chemical factory in Thane. This incident took place in Thane's Ambernath district. Several people are reported to be affected by this gas leak. The gas leak took place from a chemical company in Morivali, MIDC, Ambernath, and it spread across the entire city of Ambernath. The fumes have spread far and wide, even reaching the railway tracks, reducing visibility. My colleague Ronak joins us to get us more on this. Ronak, when did this incident take place, and what is the latest that you can tell us?
देखिए लगभग ये आधे घंटे पहले की ये घटना जो है बताई जा रही है, जब ये मोरीवली नाम का अंबरनाथ इलाके में एक MIDC का एरिया है, जहाँ पर कई सारी केमिकल फैक्ट्रीज है। किस फैक्ट्री से फिलहाल ये गैस लीक हो रही है, इसकी अधिकृत जानकारी नहीं मिल पाई है, लेकिन आप तस्वीरों में देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से ये गैस लीक जो है, जिसने पूरे अंबरनाथ शहर को फिलहाल घेर लिया है और कई लोगों की आंखों में जलन की तकलीफ जो है वो वहां से कंप्लेंट साफ तौर पर जो है वो देखने को मिल रही है। फिलहाल जो पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के अधिकारी है, वहाँ के जो अधिकारी है, वो नॉट रीचेबल बताए जा रहे हैं। हालांकि जो पुलिस विभाग है वो लगातार कई जो अधिकारी है उनसे भी संपर्क करने की कोशिश कर रहा है। सवाल ये कि क्या वाकई में इससे किसी की सेहत पे कोई असर होगा, ये फिलहाल बताया नहीं जा रहा है, लेकिन निश्चित तौर पर जो अथॉरिटीज है वो फिलहाल हरकत में वहां पर आ गई है। जी,
All right, Ronak Kukre there. Thank you very much for getting us all the latest in that story. And a major power disruption has taken place in Chennai. This after a fire accident took place at Manali substation in North Chennai, which has disrupted the power to most part of the city. Now, the authorities have said that they're working on a bypass line to restore power within 30 minutes. The power has been cut from Manali to Mint and also parts of Valacheri, Besantnagar and Thiruvanmiyur. Residents have complained as well. My colleague Sam Daniel joins us on the phone line to get us more. Sam, when did this fire incident take place and what are the details?
Osama, the power disruption began at 10:15 p.m. and it's almost 45 minutes. And pockets of North Chennai, R.A. Puram and Mylapore in the heart of Chennai, these areas have been affected. No power supply here because of the fire at a substation in Manali in the northern part of Chennai. Authorities say they are working to restore power supply within half an hour. As we speak now, they're trying to get a bypass connection through so that to begin with, most of these areas will get power supply restored within half an hour. And maximum in another 90 minutes, they say that original issue could be sorted and they'll be able to restore complete power supply. So as we speak now, North Chennai, areas like Mylapore and R.A. Puram in the heart of Chennai, they are without power supply. The reason, a fire at a substation in a place called Manali, the northern part of Chennai.
All right, Sam Daniel there. Thank you very much for getting us all the latest in that story. Now on to Manipur, that has seen major escalation in violence since September 1st. However, in the past 2 days, there has been no major violence and the government has decided to lift the internet shutdown partially. But in the worst hit areas, deep fissures remain.
For the second straight day, an uneasy calm in Manipur's capital, Imphal. There have been no major protest rallies or violence under the heavy security cover, but the anxiety persists. Not doing anything to soothe the frayed nerves was the discovery on last Monday of the body of a retired army soldier who was allegedly kidnapped by suspected militants in September. He had accidentally crossed the buffer zone and entered the Sekmai area on Sunday. Building his dream home after retirement, Havildar Limlal Mate had gone to get construction materials when he was killed. When NDTV visited his village, Motbung in Kankopi district, we found it deep in gloom.
My father went there for buying stuff for constructing house. He went for buying things from the hardware at Sandip on Sunday evening around 5 p.m. My father was a patriot and he served for this beautiful nation, India, Army.
In Ziribam district bordering Assam, which has seen major violence and many deaths on both sides, memories of the turmoil are still fresh and the issues far from being resolved. A primary health center was burned down by unidentified armed attackers, and there was an exchange of fire between two groups yesterday. The Indigenous Tribal Committee, or ITAC, held a public rally in Jiribam, demanding a merger of Jiribam with the Federal district, which is dominated by Kukizo tribe.
जीरबाम डिस्ट्रिक्ट का ज़िला जो है 1948 से हमारे प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया में ये हिल्स एरिया डिक्लेरेशन हो चुकी है, तो अप टू 2017 हम लोग हिल हाउस टैक्स पे किया, तो वी एंजॉय लॉट ऑफ आवर हिल राइट्स इन जीरबाम। इन सिलसिले में गवर्नमेंट को डिमांड करके फिर से हमारा राइट, हमारा ट्राइबल राइट जो पहले था उसका रिस्टोर करने के लिए हम लोग रैली किया है।
With no major protests and violence in the past 2 days, the Manipur government has lifted the internet ban partially. But there are concerns over how long the peace will last. With KB Changlo in Kankopi and Ratan Saikom in Impal, Pratydeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
Time now for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Democratic U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris leads Republican Donald Trump by 47% to 42% in the race to win the November 5th presidential election, increasing her advantage after a debate against the former president that voters largely think she won, according to a Reuters Ipsos poll that closed on Thursday. The two-day poll showed Harris with a 5 percentage point lead among registered voters, just above the 4-point advantage she had over Trump. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the Paralympic contingent in Delhi. The Prime Minister interacted with the Paralympic medalists. This meeting with the Prime Minister comes after Indian team created history at the Paralympics by winning 29 medals. This is the highest number of medals Team India has ever won in a single edition of Paralympics. In fact, in a heartwarming gesture, gold medalist Avni Lakhera, she gifted Prime Minister a signed jersey. Veteran left leader and General Secretary of the CPM, Sitaram Yechury, died this afternoon. He was 72 years and was battling a respiratory illness at AIIMS in Delhi. The family has donated his body to AIIMS for teaching and research purposes. Tributes pour in for the veteran opposition leader.
A pragmatic communist, an intellectual giant, a builder of coalitions with friends across political lines. The CPM's most well-known face for several decades, Sitaram Yechury, was a quintessential politician who rose from the post of University Union President to the CPM's General Secretary. His speeches in Parliament, peppered with wit, sarcasm and historical references, were a treat to watch.
I'm born in a Hindu traditional family, had my Ved part done and my thread ceremony done at the age of 11. Having studied all the Vedas, then you say with a name like Sitaram, with all the Vedas, why have you landed up as a communist? I've landed up as a communist because I've studied all of them.
Yechury joined the Students' Federation of India in 1974, and a year later, he became a member of the Communist Party of India, Marxist. He was elected the president of the famed JNU Students' Union thrice in the late 70s. Along with Prakash Karat, Yechury is credited to have played a key role in establishing a strong leftist presence at the JNU that holds till date. In 1975, while still a student at JNU, he was arrested during the emergency. A veteran of many political battles, Yechury's most famous probable is against Indira Gandhi. After the emergency, the JNU Students' Union, led by Sitaram Yechury, forced Indira Gandhi to resign as a chancellor of the university. A master of many languages, Yechury would talk to his party comrades in different languages. In Bengali to Jyoti Basu, in Telugu to M. Basavapunaya, in Tamil to EMS Nambudripad, and in Hindi to Harkishan Singh Surjit. Yechury is known for continuing the coalition-building legacy of former General Secretary and his mentor Harkishan Singh Surjeet. He collaborated with P. Chidambaram to draft the Common Minimum Programme for the United Front government in 1996 and played a key role in the coalition-building efforts during the formation of the United Progressive Alliance government in 2004. The left saw its best and worst times under Yechury. From 60 seats that propelled the UPA to power in 2004 to a near decimation now. Political ups and downs aside, Comrade Yechury remained committed to secularism and democracy and steadfastly opposed communalism and Hindutva politics till his last breath. With Mohammad Asim, Bureau Report, NDTV.